Welcome. Aloha, everyone. Welcome. Mahalo for taking time out of your day to join us. It truly means a lot, and I'm so glad you're here. My name is Monica Manini, owner of Shorty's Wanderlust. I've been a travel advisor since 2022, and my passion is helping people travel with purpose through meaningful and immersive experience that create lasting memories. And so, whether Alaska has always been on your bucket list or you're simply looking for inspiration for a future adventure, we're so glad you're here. When I began planning this Alaska experience, I wanted to partner with a company that shared my commitment to creating meaningful, well-supported travel experiences. And that's what led me to Collette. And I'm excited to share this opportunity with all of you today. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ghythe Haddad, my business development manager with Collette. Ghythe serves travel advisors throughout the greater San Diego area and Hawaii, and is joining us today from San Diego. He's been with Collette for 2 years and has traveled more than 20 countries around the world, bringing a wealth of firsthand travel experiences and industry knowledge. And as we've worked together on this curated experience, I really appreciated his knowledge, professionalism, and the support he's provided throughout this partnership. Ghythe has been a wonderful resource, and I'm grateful to have him here today. Before we get started, I just have a couple of quick housekeeping notes. If questions come to mind during the presentation, please feel free to jot them down. We will have time at the end for a brief Q&A, and Ghythe will be happy to answer questions then. And that way we can keep the presentation flowing while making sure everyone has an opportunity to get their questions answered. And as a small mahalo for joining us live today, everyone attending today's presentation will be entered into my giveaway for a chance to win $25 Amazon gift card. And I'll personally contact the winner within 48 hours after the presentation. Guys, mahalo again for partnering with me and for sharing your time and expertise with us today. I'll go ahead and turn it over to you as you take us along this journey through Alaska's Northern Lights. Enjoy, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Monica. I appreciate that, and thank you all for coming. Yeah, my name's Ghythe, and I work for Collette. And I partnered. Monica and I sat down at a coffee shop a few months ago and decided where we wanted to travel to, and we ended up upon Alaska, and we haven't looked back. So I'm really excited to share this experience with you, and hopefully you decide to join us on this tour. The Northern Lights, I mean, the aurora borealis being one of the seven natural wonders of the world, believe it or not, has kind of captivated our travelers for quite a long time now. If you haven't traveled with Collette before, maybe you've heard of us. We're on Wheel of Fortune, the Hallmark Channel. We're all over the place. We work with local newspapers as well, so you may have seen us there. But we're a very old company. We've been doing guided tours since 1918. We're the oldest tour operator in North America. No one's been doing tours in the United States longer than we have. I have not been with the company since 1918, but I will say that we've been around for a very, very long time. So you're in good hands if you decide to travel with us. So a few things I kind of want to talk a little bit at a higher level what is included with these itineraries. First and foremost, the people that design our tours are people that actually live in the destination. So all of our designers for Alaska, they live in Anchorage, and they've designed these itineraries. So that what ends up happening is that you have a local who's truly just trying to share their experience and expertise with the world, because who better to show you somewhere than someone that actually lives there. So and then with these, you'll find that they're very relaxed in terms of pacing too. Travelers will enjoy the fact that there is on average a 2 to 3 night stay per hotel. We don't do many one-night stays. So what's going to happen if you've ever been on a guided tour before, you may know that a one-night stay is a lot more rush than a 2 or a 3 night stay. So it really makes a big difference on tour, and this itinerary is no different. So another beautiful thing about this, if you live on the island of Oahu or anywhere on the mainland, we'll pick you up and take you to the airport as well at the start of the trip. All these trips include airfare, and included in airfare is this pickup that we provide for all travelers with us. Our insurance, I'll talk about, but it allows people to cancel for any reason up until 24 hours prior to departure. and we'll give you a full cash refund. No questions asked. We've had people call in because they didn't like their haircut that day, and we gave them a full cash refund. It's a true story. We call it the bad hair day policy for that reason. So um, now, what's included on the actual trip? All of the in-destination transportation is handled. So not only do we pick you up from home and take you to the airport, in-destination transportation is handled too. When you get there, we'll have someone holding a Collette sign ready to take you to your first hotel. All of the transportation on tour is included. And on this tour, yes, the dog sleds are included on this itinerary. We also have hotel to hotel baggage handling as well. You might do some shopping in portions of this trip, and we encourage you to, because you don't have to bear the weight quite literally of that shopping that you've done. We take your bags up and down from the hotel room. All you need to do is just leave it outside of your hotel room, and then when we change hotels, it'll appear in front of your next hotel room. It's really hassle free. You have a tour manager there with you every step of the way. We do have a good balance of free time on these itineraries, so you're not going to feel rushed. Not only are we not doing many one night stays, but not every day is going to be jam packed with itineraries. So you'll have plenty of free time to explore independently, which is really important. Now, you also have must sees and cultural experiences. So, of course, we want to take you to those highlights, but we also want you to get to know the real people, the real local culture of the places that you're going to with Collette. Alaska has a very vibrant indigenous culture there and communities. So, we want to kind of give you a taste of that with some of the inclusions we have. A lot of unique modes of transportation. You might think of the bus. I did spoil it a little bit, though, but we are taking some dogs and mushing them, which is one of the unique modes of transportation on this tour. So this is Alaska's Northern Lights. We only run this tour between the months of October and March because those are really the peak times to see the Northern Lights. So we work with meteorologists to find the best possible dates to run this trip and to ensure that you see the Northern Lights. What I love about this destination, especially for you folks in Oahu, is you all are so used to traveling so far to get anywhere. This itinerary is just a little bit closer to home. It's not too far of a flight comparatively to other parts of the world. And in addition to that, it's only a 7-day trip with 11 meals included. So it can make a really great week getaway. We're starting off this trip in Anchorage, where we're doing a little day trip over to Whittier, which acts as our port to Blackstone Bay. We're doing this beautiful day cruise to Prince William Sound. We'll make our way up to Talkeetna, where we kind of take the Alaska Railroad to finish up in Fairbanks, Alaska. This is also a small group itinerary with an average of 16 travelers per date. So it's you expect a very intimate setting where you'll really get to know your fellow travelers on this trip. The activity level is A4 in terms of activity. If you have mobility assistance devices, this itinerary is not a fit for you because you will be walking 3+ hours at a steady pace. And I would expect temperatures from 26 degrees to sometimes -1 degrees Fahrenheit. You have a lot of outdoor activities as well. You might want to go to your local, I don't know if they have a REI in Oahu, but you might want to go to an appropriate store and purchase some snow gear because it will be snowing. So just be prepared for that, and that's why we kind of rank it as a 4. Now, Alaska is 4 hours behind Eastern Standard Time, so that means it is about 2 hours ahead of Hawaii time. Some souvenirs, there's a lot of great little shops that will take you to, especially, shops that kind of celebrate some of the indigenous culture in the area. So we encourage you to take advantage of that while you're there. And again, definitely dress warmly. I think, I live in San Diego. I go out to Hawaii several times a year. We're both very spoiled with our weather, I think. So when we go somewhere here, it's, kind of a shock. So I just want to prepare you that, it will be cold. So make sure you bring appropriate clothing. So again, you have a tour manager every step of the way that will be guiding you through these different places. Many of them are locals, in fact, and all of them truly know the place inside and out. So let's kind of go ahead and get started. The tour begins here in Anchorage. Anchorage is a beautiful city. Alaska is also known as the land of the midnight sun. There's No group activities on your first day, which is, I think, kind of a blessing considering, you've just traveled quite a ways to get here. So we don't jam you with a bunch of activities that first day. We just want you to get into your hotel, relax, unwind. In the background there, you can see the Chugach Mountains in the background, which will kind of be omnipresent kind of throughout your stay here. On day two, yes, we'll be taking a winter glacier cruise. We'll set sail here through some of these icier areas here in Prince William Sounds. Every turn kind of just will make your jaw drop even more. You have these massive glaciers, a variety of animals and wildlife that some of which might be peeking their heads out from above the water and observing you as you kind of take this day cruise out through the area. This is one of the glaciers in Prince William Sound, and this is a boat in comparison. So it's very large and quite massive, and you'll feel quite small at the base of some of these glaciers that we'll take you to. If the weather conditions allow us to, we'll do a beach landing where you'll kind of step ashore and take in some of the surrounding areas here with your tour manager on sort of a guided walk. On day three, we're going to go to a musk ox farm in Palmer. We'll step back in time and learn a little bit about musk oxen, which are actually prehistoric creatures. They've been around for a very long time, and they were actually reintroduced to Alaska in the 1930s. It was brought back from extinction, from the brink of extinction, thanks to John Teal Jr. So this farm itself, it's a nonprofit focused on conserving some of the more endangered wildlife in the area. So you'll learn a little bit about their efforts, and just by going, you're supporting their efforts. And you get to see some pretty amazing wildlife as well while you're here. Now, this is a must, I think, if you're even considering going here. You might want to do a flight seeing tour of Denali. Denali is a massive national park, and it actually used to be home to, it used to be called Mount McKinley National Park because of Mount McKinley, which is the highest peak in North America. There you can see it pictured right there in the background. It is massive. It stands taller than 20,300 feet. It is massive. So the highest peak in North America. And, if you choose to do this optional excursion, which I encourage you to do, you can really take in the magnificence of this massive mountain firsthand. So now we're continuing on to Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. This is going to be our stay in Talkeetna, which acts as our gateway to Denali. It offers stunning views of Denali, in fact, and the Alaskan Range. And tonight we'll have a local dinner here at the lodge. Just want to show you another picture as well, kind of what the accommodations look like. They kind of have this sort of cozy Alaskan charm. You have this 46-foot river rock fireplace there, kind of in the center that just passed. You have plenty of opportunity to take in some beautiful views from the lodge. It kind of gives you a front row seat. With hot cocoa, we'll spend the evening there on the lodge's deck, and then this is going to be a great time for you to glimpse for the first time the northern lights here. Not so much light pollution in Talkeetna, and that's why this is going to be your first time where you're truly going to get that wow moment. Besides Monica's background on Zoom, this is a far better, I promise you. And then we're continuing on the Alaska Railroad. You'll hear a little bit about that down-to-earth Alaskan lifestyle. Where you'll kind of sit down with a local. We'll continue on the Alaska Railroad, and you'll kind of see the beautiful Alaskan scenery passing by you as you enjoy some pretty much a front row seat as we pass through Denali National Park and several other natural areas before continuing to Fairbanks. Fairbanks is kind of this untamed city. Again, it's right in the middle of some beautiful wildlife and beautiful natural scenery. And so it's going to be kind of that small town vibe that you're looking for. You've already been to Anchorage, which is a much larger city. Now you're kind of trading that for a more relaxed vibe here in Fairbanks. It's got a unique culture, a rich history, and quite a blend of outdoor activities as well. How you spend this day is entirely up to you. In Fairbanks, there's plenty to do, a lot of cool, quaint little shops that you can go pop into. Of course, going out from the town and seeing the northern lights at night if you so choose. We do during the day have an Arctic Circle flight, another flight seeing tour if you'd like to do that. And really a great opportunity. And then we're going to have an evening under the stars. We'll walk out in the snow under an unspoiled bed of stars right there. We live in pretty places with quite a bit of light pollution. And so when you go out here and see it for yourself in person for the first time, it's nothing like you've ever seen before. The kind of unfiltered night sky above you, the Milky Way, and of course the Northern Lights playing right above you. It's really an unforgettable experience. Now, for someone that likes cars, Fairbanks is kind of a hub for some of these antique cars, and the Antique Auto Museum is the best place to see them. So we'll go here, we'll step closer and you'll find yourself kind of enchanted, not just in the cars, but some fitting dress and wear that they used to wear, kind of in that like 1950s, 1960s time period. Really beautiful cars here as well. And then we'll spend the afternoon here, and we'll meet the dogs that will be kind of taking us across the Alaskan landscape. So I just want to show you just some other images here. So that's what they look like. They're absolutely adorable. And there's our traveler at the back there. And they're off. So they're very smart, and these roads, as you can see, they've been trodden on quite a bit. So it's not like you're going through the thick brush, but I think it's really a charming experience to be pulled by an Alaskan dog sled. So a lot of folks come from all over the world to do this. So later in the evening, if the weather allows, this is kind of your last chance to see the Northern Lights. They do not move that quickly, just in case you're wondering. It's a time-lapse photo, but it's really beautiful. You'll find that your camera is going to capture the Northern Lights better than your eyes. So you'll want to bring a good camera when you go, just so you can get those pictures to make the people at home feel jealous. The Museum of the North is one of our last places. This is kind of a responsible travel moment for us. You'll find here you're going to immerse yourself. This is actually on the University of Alaska campus, and it honors Alaska's natural and cultural heritage through a variety of different exhibits. The natural heritage, of course, home to polar bears and all kinds of animals that you probably have seen in your glacier cruise and in some of your nature walks. Hopefully not the polar bears, though. As long as you're faster than the next closest person, you'll be just fine. The rest of the day is yours here. Before we go back and finish our tour here in Fairbanks, I want to play you this short video here.
This past March, I worked our Alaska's Northern Lights trip. Some of the guests were inside having a game of cards and some hot chocolate while we were waiting for the lights to do something, and I went outside to have a peek at the sky, and there's just this really faint green light starting to appear. But one single traveler woman came out, and she was standing there, and she's like, Is that the Northern Lights? She said, I planned this trip 3 years ago before the pandemic with my husband, but he passed away. And so I just kind of put a hand on her, she was watching the sky, and I said, the local Native Alaskan population believes that the Northern Lights are their ancestors speaking to them. And she looked up at the sky and she nodded her head, and I could see a little tear come to her eye, and she said, yeah, he's talking to me. But sometimes it's just that little tiny minute or two that they have a moment within themselves.
So there's a lot of ways that you can customize. You can, you can do a pre-night if you'd like. You can tack on an extra night at the end of your tour if you want some time in Fairbanks. But really, we give you the flexibility, and as long as we're not changing hotels, you don't have to do anything that we've planned. You feel free to explore independently if you don't want to do a particular inclusion. So really, this is you kind of turn your brain off. We pick you up from home, take you to the airport. So I just want to give you an idea of some dates here. If you want to go on this itinerary, it is kind of a rush. Monica and I have secured some really good pricing for you, but it's for a limited time. So August 7th is when the deposits are due. You need to put down your $698 deposit by August 7th. With that, you put down your insurance at the same time. So total with airfare is $54.99 per person for the double occupancy plus, and it's not $769. I apologize. It's $399 per person for that insurance. That includes the round trip group transfer to and from from the hometown to the airport, your round trip airfare, airport to hotel transfers, the hotels, the porterage, all the itinerary inclusions, and your tour manager. This tour is from March 14th to the 20th of 2027. And again, if you put down your deposit by August 7th, you'll save $100. So all you need to worry about for now is $698 plus that insurance if you'd like. Now, just a few more things to wrap up. Again, we pick everyone up and take them to the airport, so you don't have to beg a family member to take you to the airport in the wee hours of the morning or try to get an overly priced Uber. We just take care of it for you. And at the end of the trip, we'll send you a post-tour survey. So we ask that you fill it out. We have a team of about 15 people dedicated to, reading those post-tour surveys, and that's how we make our tours better every single year, and also lets us know what we're doing well. So if you could do a favor, keep those 15 people employed and fill out that post-tour survey, we'd really appreciate it. Now, the Passport Club, once you go on one trip, what happens is we take 5% of what you paid for the land portion. So that's everything except for the airfare. We take 5% of that and apply that as a discount on your next trip. So it just so happens that Monica is planning an Italy trip in October. And if you like this trip and you liked your experience, well, she has another one planned coming up for you, and you can have these loyalty credits applied to it in addition to any savings that we secure for you. So really, as you continue to travel with us, it becomes very, very affordable for you. Again, you can upgrade with our elite airfare to premium economy or business class. Those are upon request. So when you're registering, you'll want to request those if that's something that interests you. Pre-nights, post-nights. We had some optional excursions, like I had mentioned earlier. So you can customize it quite a bit. And then again, I highly encourage you, if you haven't purchased insurance before, I cannot encourage you to do it enough, because insurance is one of those things I'd rather you regret buying it than regret not buying it. With our insurance, you can literally cancel up until 24 hours prior, and that includes your flights, and we'll give you a full cash refund. No questions asked. All that's retained is the cost of the insurance, which doesn't change based on age or pre-existing medical condition. So I'd rather you come back to Monica and say, I don't know why I bought that, I didn't need it, than the other way around where you needed it and you didn't buy it. So now, a few things, you can't always use your passport to travel, but for this itinerary, you can actually use your real ID. So if you have a real ID, I imagine none of you have a Pennsylvania ID, but it'll be kind of the same idea, where you'll have sort of this star on your driver's license, and that's going to indicate that you have a real ID. So just make sure that you have that if you plan on using your driver's license. I cannot recommend enough always bringing your passport as well as some photocopies of it as well, just in case, in case you misplace your wallet or something like that. But still, you can use your real ID. We do have the ETIAS travel visa. If you're planning on traveling to Europe with Monica, we have a trip coming up going to Italy. You might need to fill out this visa. So if you do, don't worry. It's very easy, and I think it's anywhere between 15 to 20 euros, and it's good for several years. But they haven't put it into effect yet. So we'll see if it is, and if you do need to do it, we will send you, and Monica and I will send you all of the appropriate information you need. So that's all I had. I want to kind of open it up to questions about this itinerary or Collette in general. Thank you so much.
Yeah, mahalo, guys. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Don't be shy. Going once, going twice. Bueller.
It's a great movie. Well,
Okay.
Monica, thank you so much for having me. Everyone, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much. I do want to stress something that I found in my research for what are your most common objections that you see about doing organized tours like this?
Mm, I think the biggest objection I get is that folks want to do their own trip or they don't want to be with a group. I think that's one of the biggest things. And I think somewhere like Alaska, where you're going through the Alaskan tundra, that is the only way to do it. You're not going to go and find those dogs on your own. You need someone to organize that for you. And Colette's been doing this itinerary for over 100 years. So, I think that's kind of something to consider. If you're thinking about traveling to Alaska, you might get as far as Anchorage, but you won't get as deep into the Alaskan wilderness as we do. So, that's I think the most common objection.
Okay, yeah, I did kind of do a little bit of comparison with the cruise itineraries, and that seems to be the most popular way that people want to visit Alaska. But again, like you said, they don't really go as deep as Collette does, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Last call for questions before we close it out. Okay, I don't see anything in the chat. All right, I want to thank everyone again for joining us today. We appreciate your time, and I will be doing my drawing and contacting the winner within 48 hours. Thank you so much. Have a
All right.
have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Aloha.